Hey everyone, welcome back to Bridge the Gap podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Scott. What's happening?
And last time you saw us, I was talking about my trip from London, and my dad was starting a new job after the weekend. So now that we are 1 week in, how's it been? Despite you not getting any sleep yesterday.
So, I figure, if there's any other additional thoughts you have on London, we can certainly share them today. And then, work. Whew. Here's the thing that I will tell you. Well, let me start with work. Work is good. It's good to be back. I think I said last time I went back to a company that I worked with before. And it's interesting. It's interesting all the changes that have happened. So I keep saying to myself, what we do hasn't changed. How we do has definitely changed, right? So, and some of it's, I don't know, maybe it's too early to tell, but some of it doesn't make sense why we would do things the way we do them. But as I understand it, we're going back to some of the old ways that we used to do things. So it's like I'm poised right there for the attack. You know what I mean?
Good.
Which is good. It is weird. I am out of shape. I'm out of just being around a bunch of people all the time shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for everybody, if you don't remember, I don't know if I said it last week, I've always been in an environment where there's a lot of people. Whether it was in the port of LA and global logistics, supply chain stuff, or retail, I've always just been around a ton of people. And then the last 3 years,
and he was a server bartender for a while, which is
through college,
constant people. That's why I tell my roommates, I'm like, guys, sometimes even when it's a day shift, sometimes when I come home, if I walk straight into my bedroom, I just need like an hour of
you need
silence.
Defrag time. Yeah, you need defrag time for sure. That's what, so anyway. So I've always been around. So the last three people, son of a, the last 3 years, I've been very isolated. So I've been in more business development stuff. So a lot of isolated work. I mean, I still interacted a little bit, but it was just kind of me. And so now I'm back to being around a bunch of people again. So I'm out of shape with that. Not that it bothers me or I can't handle it. It's just getting used to the noise and the constant, like that. And then, I have traveled around the Southeast for more than a decade. And not just the Southeast. There was a few years where I was traveling all over the country. So I'm used to hectic, and I'm used to traffic, and I'm used to just the go mentality.
Hustle and bustle.
Yeah. But the last 3 years has been a lot slower. Even though I traveled some, it was just a lot slower. Smaller towns, not big city stuff. And
not having to fly or anything. You used to have to fly a lot.
I used to fly a lot. I think in 2019 I flew almost 500,000 miles, which is a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah. So I do that lead in because we live in South Carolina, right over the border of Charlotte. So for those of you that are in big states, it's really weird. And it was weird for us when we moved out here 19 years ago, being from California, because you could drive 8 hours and still be in the state. You could drive 12 hours and still be in the state if you're going south to north or north to south. So when you move here, you're constantly over the border, back and forth, constantly.
If you live where our town is.
Right.
But what I want to say real quick is when I tell people that I live in Fort Mill, and they're like, oh, where is that? I'm like, oh, it's like right in between like Rock Hill and Charlotte. They're like, oh, so you're basically North Carolinians. I said, no. And do not call me that ever again in my life.
No. We're South Carolinians.
North Carolina and South Carolinians do not like to be compared to one another. Like, that's the cousin that you like put up with because they're in the family. But
yeah. Well, I work in North Carolina, so
Well, then you can keep your peace. I do not. So I'm
and you're way further south. Well, you're not way further south as the arrow, but the way that the highway.
I'm like 30 minutes from the Georgia line, y'all. Like
you're
I'm right there.
So anyway, it has been a long time since I've had to drive around Charlotte, like during rush hours and peak hours and stuff. And I'm really sad to say that we are too damn big here now, because Charlotte was a really nice, small, big city. But now Charlotte's the second largest banking city in the country outside of New York, which if New York keeps doing what they're doing, it might become the number one, right?
We can't handle it.
So there's a lot of freaking people here. And in our little town, even though our little town is way bigger than it was, when we first moved here, there was one high school. Now there's 3. And there probably needs to be a 4th in the next couple of years. I mean, this place just exploded. And I know it, and I'm in the know, and I recognize it. But then I have to get up, and I have to drive from here to Huntersville or Mooresville or Uptown Charlotte. And I'm like, oh, my God, the sheer number of people that are in this city that are driving. We're like mini Atlanta. And that I was out of shape. Like I just wasn't prepared. So here's a great example. So this week I'm in Mooresville and I'm working, it's not overnight, but I'm getting there at like 3:30 in the morning because I got to see the operation and learn the operation and again. So I'm leaving I left this morning. I left our house at 2. Now at 2:45 in the morning, there's no traffic. I was in
blissful
58 miles in like 45 minutes. I mean, it was just flying, you know. When I left today, I was in my car at 1:45. So a 10-hour day. And I was driving south on 77 and
from Charlotte,
from Mooresville, which is 20 miles north of Charlotte, and we're 20 miles south. I mean, it's a 58-mile one-way trip. So I'm north of Charlotte, and we're driving, and then it's bumper to bumper going south as I get into like Huntersville, which is like 15 miles south of Mooresville, just for anybody's, if you're like trying to envision this. Bumper to bumper. And then I look northbound, bumper to bumper. I'm like, it's 2:00 in the afternoon and we are bumper to bumper north and south. Like I left Southern California for a reason. Traffic was one of them. And we didn't have traffic here for a long time. And now we have
used
traffic.
To complain about the 5:00 traffic and it wasn't even bad.
It wasn't even bad.
Like even to get through town, we used to be like, gosh, this traffic's insane. It took us like 10 minutes.
Right. It's not that way now.
For us to get from our house to downtown Fort Mill, now even the backways aren't backways. Like,
yeah, that's why it's like a mini Atlanta.
So annoying.
So if you've ever driven in Atlanta, the interstates are so jacked up that everybody takes terrible. All the bad back roads. So it's like this everywhere, and that's how it is here now. And
it's a web of bullshit, is what it is.
So
it's so bad.
So I used to travel to Atlanta because it was part of my region with another company. And there was a location in Roswell, Georgia, and then there was a location in Norcross, Georgia, right? So I used to have to go, obviously I'd bucket them together and visit those two stores during the same week because there's more stores in Georgia. So I'd do like east, north, or west, northwest, south, and then the northeast. Okay, so from Norcross to Roswell, I am not even kidding you, people. It is... How many miles is it? God dang it. It's not very many. Why can't I see the miles?
Look it up on Google.
I am. And it's just showing me how long it'll take to drive there. Why is it not telling me? Anyway, I'll come back to that. Oh, here it is. Nope, just kidding. Fuck you. Why is it like...
Norcross and what? Roswell?
Yeah, it's 34 minutes by car right now.
Yeah, 11.4 miles.
Okay, 11.4 miles. Thank you. I don't know why Google Maps.
I'll pull up the receipts too, so people.
Yeah. I don't know why my Google Maps didn't show me that damn.
Well, you have to physically type it in. So I said miles between Norcross and Roswell, Georgia.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it's 11.2 miles. I used to change hotel rooms in order to visit one of those two stores. So like if I was visiting Roswell on a Tuesday, I would literally get a hotel room Tuesday night near Norcross because it would take 2 hours to go 11 miles in the morning. That's how Charlotte's getting. So anyway, so getting back to everything, I'm out of commuting shape. And I'm out of being on and everything. Like I'm getting used to it. But with all that being said, it's been good. It's rejuvenated me.
Good.
You know, I'm exhausted today because I'm working tonight.
Openings.
Yeah. I guess today, tomorrow, and Thursday, I worked the operational side of the business. So I was there by 3:30 in the morning, which means I went to bed last night at like 9:45 and got up at 2, which is not a lot of sleep, especially because I'm not used to it. And then Friday I work at 7 a.m. And then the following week, Monday, Tuesday is the same way. I'll be in there by 3:30. And then by the end of the week, I'll be back to normal hours. So I'm a little jacked up because I'm a little too old for this shit, but it's good. I'm just kidding. But it's good. It's all good. It's been fun. It's been good. Fun, you know? I shaved my beard down a little bit.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We can talk about that in a second. There's a reason why I did it, and you were with me for the reason.
We already talked about that.
Yeah.
Though.
Got the damn senior discount. They didn't even fucking ask me. What the hell is that about? I'm not even close. That was
crazy. She had to be younger though, because it is funny how your perception on age changes as you grow up. Because like, you know, when I babysat those kids and I was telling them and I was like, oh, I'm 18. And he goes, and you're not married yet? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it is funny, you know, when I was 18, 17, I'd see adults and be like, dude, that guy's like 65. He was probably like 40. 50. Yeah. But now that I'm 21 and someone thinks you're over the age of 60, I'm like, whoa. Yeah. He's not even like, he doesn't even look over.
I don't even have, like, I have a big forehead, but I don't even have wrinkles. Like, you know, like, I don't even
Which is a miracle with how many faces you make.
I know, right?
I'll have hella wrinkles. I'm going to be so screwed.
And growing up in Southern California and being outside all the time.
Your skin might be a miracle.
Dude,
that's what they say.
I take care of it though.
Well, that's what they say. People, you know, get teased for, that's what I tell people all the time. I get teased for having pale skin. I'm like, yeah, well, guess what? I'm going to look younger than y'all when we're the same age. You know what?
They damage it. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
They do. My entire generation sits in tanning beds before going to the beach to tan. So
yeah.
Does it make sense to me? No. But I'll take the 70 SPF and look 10 years younger in 20 years.
Yeah.
Than the tanning.
Yeah.
Just saying. We all have blessings at different stages in our lives. Okay. Yeah. So I will endure the paleness in my 20s. Okay.
That's funny. So, yeah. So good. I'm 7 full work days in. So far, so good. You know, it's, I'm having to unwire certain things, you know, because we don't do it the same way. So I have to kind of reprogram how I think. But, you know, talking with one of the guys today, he's like, you're going to be great because your energy and your view and your vision is like it used to be. And that's where the company's going back to again. We just don't know how. So that's good. It's reassuring because he's been around for 30 years. So if anybody has gone through it all, he has. So
yeah, and I'm just glad we're getting rid of the sissy stuff in corporate worlds. I'm glad that that's starting to decline. Yeah. There's definitely certain situations, obviously, where people do deserve to be treated with a little more kindness and patience. Like if they have a mental disability, and I'm not talking anxiety, depression. I'm talking about, Down syndrome or autism, like severe autism, those you may have to approach the situation differently. But I'm glad we're treating normal functioning human beings as normal functioning human beings.
Yeah.
Because again, I believe that the people that need a different way to be communicated to should be able to have that access.
Right.
But if you are just sitting there and you're like, well, I have anxiety. Okay, I do too. And I just got medicated, but that never stopped me from doing my job. So
yeah, I think
I'm glad the world's starting to kind of like,
I think
regulate with that, I guess.
Normalize a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the thing that stood out the most in this since I am back is you expecting people to do what they were hired to do is okay. You know what I mean? Like during the COVID and post-COVID, right after COVID, everyone was just so fragile and people were afraid.
And disoriented because we were stuck inside for 8 months.
Yeah, but people were afraid to hold people accountable because they never know if they were going to get anybody to replace that person. And people were super fragile that were like, oh, you're yelling at me. I'm just going to go drive for DoorDash. Or, like they just, there was this we have a fight or flight mechanism. Everybody does. And everybody was in the flight. You know what I mean? Like, and it seems like now people are starting to kind of normalize a little bit and be like, hey, listen, we pay you, blah, blah, blah. This is what you're supposed to do. I need you to do that.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other, maybe 5 years ago when it was like, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? Are you okay?
Well, it's been like that for the past 5 years. Like, it's good to check up on your employees if you notice some odd behavior from them. Especially if you see them all the time. Like when I'm in a bad mood, my bosses know and they're like, are you okay? Because usually at work I'm really good. But
there's a trigger though that goes along with that. Either it's a chat and session or nonverbal or verbal. But if you're carrying a tray and you're like taking one drink at a time to a table of 6, the managers in the past might have been, hi, Lauren. Hey, how's it? Are you everything okay? Okay. So now that we've established this trust, I need to understand why you're not taking all 6 drinks at one time. And then you'd be like, I'm out of here. Too much stress, right?
Not me, bruh.
I know. But like, that's what I mean. There's a significant difference where now it's like, hey, help me understand why you're not taking 6. Like, I don't need to lead in. Like, we got to just, we got to get to it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm going to do
Trays
it with
do
respect.
Scare the shit out of me, though.
I'm going to do it with respect and transparency and support. But, this is what you're here to do. Like, let's get it done. Let's move. So it's very interesting. I think once again, I was talking to your grandparents and I was talking to them about some stuff and, generationally just a lot changes, and your pop used to call me when he was a consultant for companies and he would have to go into board of directors because he was an IT infrastructure stuff. And he would have to go in and kind of tell them what they're doing wrong. And so you're going into a board meeting or a senior VP level CEO and you have to tell them, hey, you guys are jacked up. And, my dad was born in the 40s, so by the time he was in his 60s, it was, post 2000 and he was still working and he would call me and he'd be like, hey, I got to go into this meeting and I want to tell them how effed up they are. Help me do that in today's world. And I'd be like, okay, well, tell me what you want to say. And then I'd wordsmith it and craft it and regurgitate it back to him, and
I didn't know you guys did that. That's so funny.
Yeah, he used to call me when I was on the road all the time.
So funny.
So
I mean, it makes sense though. It's using your resources.
Yeah, exactly. And so when I was telling some things about why certain things are the way they are, your me mama and grandpa, even grandpa said, he goes, I learned from you tonight at dinner, and I was like, oh, cool, and your me mom was like, wow, I can't believe. And, grandpa was like, you'd never survive in this day and age, and it was pretty funny. So generationally, it's probably, like we've said before, it's kind of a tale as old as time. As the workforce changes and you get older, you can't just continue to do what you always did. You always have to reinvent and do better and evolve. And I think for a time there, these last few years, we evolved to a point where the pendulum swung way over, where no accountability was happening. And I think now it's kind of like, okay, we've evolved because we do have to approach it in a different way. It can't be old school, but we can also layer in some expectations and accountability and understanding.
Yeah.
Whereas 5 years ago, there was none of that,
None of that.
So yeah, so it's a lot of getting used to, but at my level, I'm supposed to lead through people. So, and I witnessed it this week watching a couple of the, who will be my peers. They see a team member, let's say, or an associate wearing like an AirPod or an AirPod. You can't wear an AirPod. Oh yeah, you can. That's what they're called, you can. Right? I'm an idiot. In the old days, it would be like, hey, can't do that. Now they didn't even address it. And then they go, hey, so-and-so, whoever their supervisor is, can you tell Lauren that there's no blah, 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 So I was like, oh, that's good. Because then, I can be the clean shirt, I'm the clean shirt behind the scenes, which is perfect,
You don't have to be the asshole.
Yeah. I mean, I can, and I'm sure I will be at some point in some levels, but anyway, I'm rambling on because I'm exhausted. So, yeah, it's been a long time since I've gotten up at 2:00.
Yeah. I saw a TikTok just last night, actually, where it was like me over the summer getting my midnight snack and then my dad's getting up for work.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's going to be you and I when I come home to visit. I'll be in the kitchen at like 2 a.m. and you'll be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, hopefully I don't have to do that after I'm out of this training period. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will eventually.
At certain points,
but yeah, so it's been good. Those are the challenges. Those are the rewards. I'm happy to do it.
You seem less stressed as well. Like, despite the not getting much sleep, you seem much less like, I don't want to say irritable because that sounds aggressive, but irritable in a sense. Like I'll call you to like catch up and you'll be like, well, I'm just busy right now, Lauren. Like there's stuff I have to do. And I'm like, all right, Dad, sorry, never mind. Bye.
Yeah.
And I know you never meant it in a way of like, I don't want to talk to you, but like you were a little more stressed out. You had more things on your plate and I got that. So
yeah, I'm
not offended, but you do seem much less stressed and,
yeah,
you weren't as bad these last 6 months, but right at the beginning of the last one, of the change was I was like, all right, man, I'm just not gonna call you right now. Like, I was like,
well, that goes to show you, like, you gotta find something that you enjoy doing,
Yeah,
that matters. And so it's very interesting. My career has been mostly organized chaos type of industries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Port of LA, retail. So it's chaotic and it's a lot going on and it's constantly moving. And, in the port of, when I was an ops manager in the Port of LA, people would die on your shift if you didn't do. And I've seen several people unfortunately pass while working. So it's just always chaotic and crazy. And so you go that way. And then you get to, for me, I did that for a long time. I mean, 2000 until 2022. So 22 years, that's what I was in that type of environment. And then I went in. And so when I left that environment, I was like, good riddance. If I don't have to write another performance review, if I don't have to engage certain people ever again, good. Thank God, And I went a completely different route. And I didn't like that, So then I started going, man, I guess, some people are just wired to work in environments like that. And some people are wired to be, in a cubicle, and I am, and so
I'm not a cubicle.
This is the kind of like the good lesson for your age is, you always think the other side of the fence or the other side of the coin is what you think you want. And then you go over there or you flip it and you're like, oh yeah, no, I didn't like that at all.
Grass is always greener.
So it comes down to doing what you're good at and that you enjoy, at least, 75% of the time. Because let's be honest, if I won the lottery tonight, I wouldn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to have some level of realistic expectations. Nothing's going to be perfect 90% of the time or 100% of the time. So if you can find enjoyment in, 7.5 hours out of 10 at a work day, that's pretty damn good.
That's pretty good.
You know what I mean? So if you can find that, and then everything else will just kind of take care of itself. But it's not always better when you think it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because me, I don't do relaxing very well. And so the week that I had off before, I tried to force myself to be lazy. And I kept telling myself, dude, you're going to regret this, because once you go, you go. And then here I am. I worked yesterday from 9 to 7, and then got home by about 8:15, 8, and was in bed an hour later. You know what I mean? So I was like, son of a bitch, I should have slept in a little bit more a couple weeks ago. But
it happens.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
That's what I have to say too, is like, I'm very grateful for my work environment. My one in Columbia was good too. That Longhorn down there, the people I worked with were good. The clientele were not, but the people I work with here and the clientele, it's just such a good environment. To where my least favorite part of the shift is the last 45 minutes when I have to roll the damn silverware. When I have to roll my silverware, it makes me actually want to just like collapse and die. The side work, like easy, the back of house. No, it's not, Dad, because there's 10 different servers fighting over silverware. No matter what order you got cut in, if their name is on a rack of silverware, you can't, like, it's game over. The other night, I went in at 4. I got cut at 8, but I had a party table. So then that pushed me back to 9. Then I had to wait 45 minutes for silverware. So I didn't leave until like 10:30. It's brutal. It is so brutal.
It's a struggle.
The silverware is the worst. And then come to find out, other restaurants that are under our, like, I always call it the dad company. So like the guy that owns everybody.
The parent company.
The dad. And we're the only one under that company that has to roll our own silverware.
Who else does it?
The busboys.
Really?
And the hosts. That's part of their responsibility. Yep. But we don't have busboys.
No, because your hosts do it, right?
The hosts do it, yeah. And so we're responsible for it, which makes sense. Like, I'm not saying that's irrational. I'm not like, I wouldn't expect anyone else to roll the silverware, but
yeah.
When I found out that all the other ones over the parent companies didn't have to, I was like, this is bullshit. Because the silverware really is the absolute worst part. And there's an entire side work dedicated to silverware. So if you get put on silverware side work, you have to roll 3 boxes. 3 boxes, Dad. And you can't even get a jump start on it. And mind you, this is $70 per box. It's a knife and 2 forks. And you can't even get a jump start on it when you get there because there's not enough silverware to run yet.
Right. Because it's coming off the
lunch shift. Oh, God. It's the worst. I ain't rolling nowhere.
It is. It's a tale as old as time, though, man. If you've ever worked in a restaurant, you've rolled silverware, man. It's just is what it is.
And you know what? I almost prefer it after we've closed because then you can sit at a table with your coworkers and do it.
You play music and
but I come in as the 4 o'clock a lot, so I'm usually cut around 8 o'clock. So by then the restaurant's still busy or decently busy, so I'm having to sit in the back and listen. I mean, the kitchen plays music, so I mean, at least we have that. But like sitting in the back and having to roll the silver. Yeah, we play good music too. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of Metallica and Alice in Chains. Remember that one lunch shift I sent you? Yeah. Our dishwasher was playing strictly Metallica. I was like, this is the greatest shift of my life, actually.
Yeah, it's so funny. Some things never change, like I just talked about how like stuff is different, but it's still the same, kind of thing. in a restaurant, it's the same way. It's always been this way.
I think restaurants have always just stayed the same.
That's why that movie Waiting is just the most fantastic movie ever. It's my favorite. Ryan Reynolds and Anna Faris right, that's her name, Anna Faris.
I don't think Anna Faris is in that one.
Yeah, she is. She's the blonde waitress.
Oh yeah, then yes.
That's her name, right? I didn't mess that
like
up.
No, yeah, you're right. She does all the scary movies.
Yeah. She did.
She's funny.
She is funny. That movie's
I like
fantastic.
the character.
So if you guys haven't seen it and you've ever worked in a restaurant, it is like a documentary.
Watch.
It's
you
so
have
fantastic.
to watch it. Some of the stuff is a little dramatized.
It's a little. Oh yeah. But, what is it called? Why don't you just say exaggerated? Why'd you have to try and sound like all bougie?
Because it doesn't quell my needs. I like Naomi. That one's my favorite because that's me as a server. Not to the extent that she's angry at, but just the little things.
I hope not. That doesn't paint you in a very good way.
No, I'm yucking. But like it's the little things that'll get on nerves. Not as like big, but my first table the other night, it was a 3-top. So I was like, easy. You got this. I don't even need to carry a tray. Like, this is great. I walk out there, they all order 2 separate drinks. Oh, because that turned
drinks.
Yeah, I want a water and a Coke. You're not gonna touch the water. You're not. You're gonna make me carry a tray, and you're not.
They might touch it.
You want to know how many tables I've had that's actually touched the water that they've ordered on top of their soda? One, and I've been serving for a while. Gosh, it's the worst. Even like when they get alcoholic beverages, I always ask because like it's just standard to ask. And they'll be like, yeah, I'll take one. And then they don't touch it. And I'm like, what? When I get asked out when I'm with you guys and like, do you want a glass of water with that? I'm like, no, like, I'm not going to drink it. It'll sit there and then you'll just be more angry with me.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
I'll drink it if I ask for it, but
I do not.
Yeah. So that's that. What else is happening?
Well, I'm sure my exhaustion isn't near yours, and you're going to make fun of me. And so is mom already, but it's okay. I went out, y'all, 2 weekends in a row.
How in the world does a 21-year-old handle such craziness?
If y'all don't know me, that is a lot for me.
You're a wuss.
It really is. But it was good. I talked about the first weekend last week where it was a friend's 21st. So we went out for that.
Right.
And then Friday I was working the day shift and my friend texted me and she's like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, oh, nothing. And she asked if I wanted to like hang out and do something, but she wanted to drink a little bit. So I suggested a wine night in, right? I was like, let's do a wine night in, nice and easy.
Boring.
We can be girls, shut up, Dad. We can be girls, listen to music, do all the girl stuff, right? And that was a plan. And then I was like, why don't we invite my best friend, her friend as well? I don't want to say it that way, but just so my best friend knows I'm talking about her. I was like, let's invite her. So we did, but it was mom prom for the sorority. So moms come, they go to a dance setting, and then everyone goes out on the town, right?
Right.
So she was like, yeah, like when I'm done, I'll come over. And I was like, she's not going to leave downtown. Like, I know her better than that. Like, she's not going to leave downtown when she's there. So I brought a change of clothes just in case. So we started our wine night. I get about 2 glasses in. And my best friend texted me and she's like, my mom wants to drink with you. And I was like, oh, man, now I got to go. I got to go out. Like, I got to go now. So it was a lot of fun. We went out. It's just we were up until 5 in the morning. 5.
Awesome.
5 in the morning. I didn't fall asleep till about 5:30. Woke up at 10. Should I have driven home? Probably not. But did I? Yes, very safely. I can say that. Very safely, I drove back home. I had to get home. I didn't have any water. And my friend who I spent the night at her house, she is the sweetest soul, but she sleeps in after a night out. So I would have been waiting until like 3:00 for water. So I had to just power through and go home.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was a lot of fun. It's very full circle moment to have that happen where you're taking shots with your best friend's mom who's known you since you were 5.
Since you were younger than 5.
Yeah, very full circle moment.
You were 3 when
3 when we moved there.
Well, when you met Hayden, you were 3. She moved in before you.
Yeah, but we
4.
weren't friends until we started kindergarten. So that's why I say since 5. But it was funny because my best friend and I, Hayden, we've always been compared to each other. Like, y'all look related in some sort of way. As we got older, we didn't get it as much. But when we were out, another girl's mom literally looks at us and goes, "Are you guys sisters?" And we probably looked rude because we just immediately like looked at each other and started like laughing about it. But it's just because, and then Hayden's mom took over and was like, "They've gotten that forever."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just funny to get that sometimes still, even as we have gotten older, because I don't think we look that much alike anymore. But a lot of people say y'all look like you could be at the least cousins. Right. And I was like,
yeah, and mannerisms come into play too, because you guys have always had very similar mannerisms and
faces. We make the same faces.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, now when you guys were younger and, would wear matching bathing suits at the pool and stuff, you did look like sisters because you were both, it was pre-puberty, prepubescent. As you got older, the looks evolved, but your mannerisms are very similar. You guys laugh at the same stuff.
There's a video of Hayden and I out that someone took of us, and we're sitting off to the side, and this guy is talking to our friend, and we're both sitting off to the side with the exact same face. We're sitting there watching the interaction, and we're like,
disgusted.
Both of us, same exact face, sitting directly next to each other. And when I saw that video, he couldn't see us. His back was to us. Yeah, so he couldn't see us.
Poor guy.
Well,
going out on a limb, being judged.
He was being weird all night. Whatever. Okay. He earned it. Speaking of weird, Dad, I was at the store yesterday, and you're going to get mad at me. I told Mom not to tell you, but I went to Target.
Okay.
But you were working, so we couldn't do the whole like thingamabob you told me about.
Oh, you haven't done that yet? Okay, well.
But I didn't think about it until yesterday. But I'm walking into Target, and it was warm yesterday, but not super warm. So I had on like a crop sweatshirt and athletic shorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking in, and this old man turns around and looks at me, and I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna."
Okay, old man. So my old man or older than me?
No.
Okay.
Like grandpa's age.
Okay.
Older man.
70s.
Late 70s too. Like okay, well, tail end.
You might hurt grandpa's feelings because he's not tail end of the 70s yet.
Well, he doesn't look tail end of the 70s. I was just saying in a range of age, right?
I'm just messing with you.
But like he had to like lean onto the cart to walk. That's how old he was.
Man, I feel his pain. I do that too. I'm hurting. I need new knees and new shoulders. I'm a mess. Poor sons of bitches.
No, he was a creep, Dad. We're not feeling bad.
Okay, sorry. Creepy dude.
Yeah,
Creepy
so I'm walking in, and he turns and he looks at me. And at first I didn't think anything of it, right? And then he turns and he looks again. And I was like, this is going to be a problem. I counted 7 times from my car. I was parked pretty much in the front because it was 2:00 on a Monday. From the time I left my car to the time we both made it to the front doors, 7 different times he turned around to look at me. And I was like,
gross.
And he was with his wife, and that's what makes me the most upset. I know you say like it's male biology, but it's gross. You're with your wife, who you promised your life to. Act like it.
Which he did, clearly, if he's still there.
Okay, but stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. That's gross.
Maybe you reminded him of his granddaughter.
I don't care.
Did you ever think of that?
No, because he looked me up and down. His chin went down. Like it wasn't an eye thing. It was a
What, looking at your feet? I mean, what the hell? You don't even
look you up and down. He's staring at me. He's staring at my leg. And then I had to walk in front of him because his wife was going over to customer service. So I had to walk by him. And as I did, I was like, he's going to look at the back of me. And that's so gross.
Yeah.
So then I hid in the women's clothing. And then I'm walking. I waited for them to walk by. And then I'm walking like through the grocery stuff to get my groceries. And
you forgot the ground beef. I heard about that.
I did forget the ground beef. I'm so pissed.
Freaking idiot.
I'll tell that in a second too. I'm walking. Guess who shows up?
The man.
He does. I literally was at the end of the aisle and I turned around to grab something and then our carts were facing each other and I was like, and I turned around and I went back the other way. Now, listen, again, this man could have had very innocent intentions, like you said. But as a girl, you're trained to like watch your surroundings and watch out for weird looks because no matter what age, they're gonna try. So I
send you Instagram reels all the time of tips to protect yourself as a young female. So I get it. It's just
I even lock my car. Like after I put my groceries in, I lock my car when I take the cart back. Not even.
It's good.
It was only 2 spaces down from my car, and I was still like, meep, and I made sure I heard it meep at me first.
Yeah, hell yeah. Listen, it's it's hard because being a guy, clearly, and not being a creep, just being a guy, and I think I'm a pretty good guy on average.
On average, I guess.
It's just such a bummer because you have all the right intentions and you're nice and you're respectful, but because you get creepers all the time, it's just so hard to break through the defense.
It is.
And so that's why I'm like, poor guy, like at the bar, that poor guy, you know the size of cojones it takes to go up to a group of 3 girls, young women, I guess is how I should probably phrase that. And say hi. Like think about like the Friends episode, like Chandler goes up like the first season when he goes up to the one girl at Joey's play and he just fumbles over his mouth. And then you got one later on in the series where it's Joey's girlfriend and he doesn't know and she's at the coffee shop and he's like, and she's like, wow, you're really good at this. And he's like, come on, give me a break. I'm coming out on a limb. I mean, it's a TV show, but it's reality. Like it is
100%.
Really hard. And most women, young ladies, are rude as shit because you guys are so defensive first. So listen, I'm not giving any credit to the old creeper. I'm not giving him any credit. I will say, you may remind him of his daughter. Or, I don't know, maybe.
Like if you were with me, I was so creeped out, I would have found you. I would have been like, where's my dad?
Then
I was like, where is my dad?
He probably wouldn't have looked at you if you were with me. He probably would have just been like, oh, fuck.
Well, like if we were in 2 separate parts of the store, right? Because sometimes when we go, you're like, I'll be in the groceries when you're done looking through your girly stuff.
Right.
So then I'll join you. But if that happened to me, I'd be like, I'd just start screaming. I'd be like, Dad!
Yeah.
Dad!
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm being preyed on.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So
no, I'll give it to guys. It does take a lot of nerve to go up to a woman. And yes, I will say women are very, very defensive. And it's gotten worse.
I was going to say because of technology, it sucks. You guys all hide behind the screen.
Right, but I'm talking about in person. So
right,
like just the danger that you feel of like, okay, if I say no right now, is he going to follow me home? That's a very real fear. And I'm not saying, I mean, crime has gone up in the last, like girl on guy or guy on girl crimes gone up. And I think a lot of it has to do with just the negative impacts of social media. Yeah. Because when you feel like you have access to everyone all the time,
then you feel like
feel like you can do that in person.
Right.
And
I get that.
That's a huge thing that needs to be figured out. But girls are very defensive in a sense that we're all very worried about ourselves. And then sometimes when we go out on a limb and give the guy a chance, then we're ghosted because the next best thing is on his Instagram, on his Snapchat, on his Hinge, or just at the bar.
Right.
And so, yeah, men have gotten creepier and women have got more defensive.
I don't know if
I'm
men
not
have gotten
saying
creepier. I just think it's easier to spot because you have 19 different socials that people are on. And so the creep level at some level is going to get exposed. I think everybody has a creep factor, even females, right? Like I think everybody has a creep level. I think everybody has a
I love
I think
horror
everybody
movies.
has
Everyone says that's weird.
everybody has a crazy tick. Everybody has a temper
A quirk,
at some level, right? So everybody's had that. That's never been. I don't think that'll ever change. But what's different now is you can't 100% guard yourself from exposing all that when you're on 19 different social media sites,
Right.
And you're right. I think celebrities talk about this a lot too. Like being a celebrity, or not like an actor or an actress, but I mean somebody in the spotlight, whether it's an athlete or whatever. The difference in fandom is we have so much access to the artists now or the athletes that people think they know them,
It's called parasocialism.
Yeah, whatever.
It's what it is.
It's called crazy.
Yeah.
but
I'm just saying, like when you're parasocial about someone,
right,
like just
right.
because you see them on your screen a lot, you think that like, well, I know their favorite color. Yeah, everyone does. It's on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Like, don't be weird.
Well, like,
stop.
Like for us, for my generation, it's so different, right? Like Metallica, one of my favorite bands of all time, they didn't even do a video until one in 1988, 89. So you had zero exposure to them. And then they recorded the year and a half in the life of Metallica when they were recording the Black Album, and they showed them in the studio. That was the first glimpse you'd ever see of a band if they purposefully invited a film crew to say, hey, document this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and you can go on and on about that. I mean, Tool,
yeah.
I didn't know what the guys in Tool looked like for like a decade, because if you ever bought a CD from them, they're not in it. And they didn't have any videos on YouTube. Didn't exist. All their videos were animated. So you're like,
Gorillaz does that too. Gorillaz animates all their music videos.
Yeah. So you're like, I don't even know what these guys look like. I could be standing right next to Danny Carey and not even known back then. You know what I mean?
And I definitely understand the appeal of that, because
it's great.
It's great, but
but now they're on everything. They have to be. It's the way the world works. And you got these crazies that are like, no, but I know you. Like, I see what you do every day because I follow you and I'm owed this. And then that transfers into just regular social interaction.
Yes.
And that's why I honest to God think social media was one of the worst things ever invented in human history.
It had such great intentions, but yeah, it has become negative for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
But
I mean, listen, I'm on.
And then it's hard too, because I mean, I'm on social media. I have my own YouTube channel where I'm very candid. We're very candid on here, but we're doing it with good intentions and not to set a precedent or tell people what to feel or think or how they should think of themselves, or you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too weird, you're too cool. Like, that's where it got wrong. But also, the other part of social media is, we talked about it kind of last week with ghosting. The ghosting epidemic is out of control.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm not completely innocent, but mine was unintentional. I will say that.
This one time.
This one time. But it is an epidemic. And, when talking to a new guy, when I finally work up the courage to tell mom, not that she's going to judge me, but I feel like every time I tell mom that I'm like talking to a guy, it just all goes to shit. And so I'm like, I can't tell her yet. But
good intentions.
Like, it's hard. No, I know, but it's good. No, you messed me up. It's hard she always tells me, don't take what's happened to you in the past into new relationships, right? And that makes total sense, because it's not fair to hold someone new to the standards that you had previously set. You can have standards for yourself, but don't expect them to know them right away. And, but it is hard, because the minute, a guy takes a little longer than 2 hours to respond, I'm like, oh, well, guess that's over.
Yeah.
it's because you're just so conditioned to like, if he wanted to talk to you, he would. If he wanted to make time for you, he would. Blah, blah, blah. And it's all just so indoctrinating. And I hate to say that I'm the same way, where I'm one of those that I'm like, I need you to constantly reassure me that like I'm not going crazy here.
Right, right.
Like I need you to tell me like, yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, tell me about your day at work. Yeah, show me the new clothes you bought. Like show interest so that I know I'm not just like twiddling my thumbs waiting for you to respond and you're over here yapping it up with freaking Miss Piggy. Like
that was a random pick.
I don't know why that was what I pulled. Barbie. We'll go Barbie. We'll go Barbie.
Pick. Miss Piggy.
Because you're like I'm sitting on the couch waiting on a text back and you're yapping it up with Barbie. Like I need to know that I'm not crazy, but then I sound crazy because I'm constantly like, so are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Like,
dude, so
it's ruined everything.
Yeah,
it's ruined everything.
You know, the funny thing is though, is that like that feeling and that thing is always been a thing. Like if you've ever watched the movie Swingers, if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. Okay. It came out in, I don't know, mid 90s, 97 maybe, 96. And in that time in Hollywood, swing music was very popular. It was popular everywhere, but it like was really good, big there. And I used to live right down the street from the Derby, which is in the movie. And it's about guys that moved to LA to try and make it as actors, right? And one guy, Jon Favreau's character, you know, he moved from New York, his girlfriend broke up with him, and he was just in this paralyzing place of, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so there's a scene, and it is so uncomfortable that I turn it because he talks to a girl at a bar, and then his buddies are like, you wait 6 days or you wait 5 days to call her. Like there's all this stuff, you know? And so he doesn't listen, and he calls, leaves a message. The message cuts him off because he leaves too long of a message. So he calls back, and then he messes up. So then he calls back like that night. Like it's that night. And she finally picks up on the last one. She's like, don't ever call me again. Like, because he had this whole uncertainty of what should I do? When should I do it? Am I validated? Am I not? So that feeling is always there. It's just the way that you guys engage one another is so different. And it's so much more immediate because they can see, you know, a lot of you guys have your locations on, and so they can see that you're around, or they can see that you're here or there. And back in the day, like if we called you, and it would be to your house, and if you weren't there, it went to literally your answering machine, and then you just are like, well, I hope she calls me back.
She listens to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I will say. I do agree that it's always been around, but I would say it's almost, again, worse because of texting and the rapid availability. And there's not a lot of people that can say that they're not on their phone a lot. I mean, let's just be real. Everything in our life now is connected to our phones.
Yeah.
And so
another bad
when I have a text that's not being answered, I'm sitting there and I'm like, well,
guessing yourself.
Yeah, like what else are they doing?
Right.
I know if I ask what you're doing with the day and you don't mention work, and then you don't text me back, what am I led to think? You're purposefully ignoring me because I know you're sitting on Instagram or TikTok or Snapchatting other people. Like, it's just so exhausting. And I've literally made the joke where I was like, I'm just not going to give people my number anymore. They have to send me a letter or like find other ways to get in contact with me. Like it's middle school. Like it's middle school. Go through my friend to try and get in contact with me. I need to set up more, like, we need more hoops and barrels to jump over. Okay. Because, but it's just so annoying. And I hate waiting on a text. I do. And it's so pathetic. And I know it's pathetic. But also, like, I want to talk to you, so, like, text me back.
Right. No, I get it. Like, I get it.
Like, I totally get it. At least for y'all, yes, I understand the anxiety. Because then when I get asked to have a phone call, I'm like, oh, my God. You know, like, it's scary.
Yeah.
But,
imagine having
yeah,
a call
I mean,
somewhere.
at least y'all just had a call, though.
Dude, imagine.
We have
being
Instagram.
there
TikTok, Snapchat, text message. Like, we
Imagine
are so
having
accessible.
A call and the parent picks up first. And you're like, "Hi, Mr. Ba Ba Ba. Is Lauren there? Yeah, who's this? Hi, sir.
Her
My name
coworker.
is Scott." like we had to engage conversation with the adult dude. Like, so in that way, that was
It's a little
way,
different.
that was way harder than what you guys have to do. But
yeah,
and it was way more uncomfortable, and it made you grow cojones a lot faster. I can promise you that. So anyway,
I would have just lied. I would have been like, "Oh, I'm her coworker. I'm just calling about something to do with work."
Yeah, they'll see right through.
See,
that shit.
I think fast.
They see
I
right
think
through
fast.
that shit. Trust me.
Nuh-uh. And then my last thing I'll say before we wrap up is I'm drinking out of my London mug because I think I've reached peak depression since leaving. I gotta go. I have to go back. I'm sorry. I like genuinely need to think about this because I can't do this anymore. But my lock screen on my Mac is aerial video view of London. And I was sitting there this morning watching it. And I was like, there's Big Ben.
Parliament.
I went to a restaurant, right? I can't get left. There's Big Ben. Parliament. There's Westminster. There's Buckingham. I walked in that park. Like, I'm like so miserable. But my London mug that I drink out of.
It's back.
But remember that grocery store that I was telling you about that we went to every single morning because they had fresh stuff? It's on my mug. Marks and Spencer's.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? I was looking at it this morning just out of curiosity. I was like, wow.
Like a chain over there or something.
It is. There's multiple of them. Okay. But what I do like, again, though, is that it's all fresh stuff. But I just didn't notice. I was like, I wonder if these buildings like have actual names on them.
Yeah.
And then it starts with bookshop. So I was like, oh, no. I do like that it's blue, though, because it kind of reminds me of Notting Hill. The building is blue. And then right next to it's Marks and Spencer's. And I was like, and I took a video and I sent it to my travel buddy. And I was like, I'm grieving, girl. It's followed me here and I can't access it.
That's funny.
It's the last thing I'll say.
All right. Well,
we can wrap up so you can.
Yeah, we filled up.
And go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Hopefully you guys enjoy it. We do talk about some stuff that between a dad and a daughter. So that's good. Thanks for tuning in. Our views for our Facebook clips are in the thousands, which is just incredible. Now, not everybody watches the whole clip and stuff like that, but that's okay. Thousands, and we gained some new followers and everything. So thank you guys for that. We appreciate it. Like, comment, share, ask questions. We're here. The one thing, if anybody out there that's listening is an expert in Honda Accord air conditioning, please comment on one of these clips. Maybe you can put this as a clip, Lauren.
Yeah, we are seeking help.
We are seeking help. My daughter, your car is a Honda Accord about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, year and a half ago, somewhere around there. You were out. It was
in the summer.
Your air conditioning went out. We took it to a place that does it. They replaced the compressor, and there's some sort of AC air conditioning sensor that's in towards the rear of the vehicle, I guess. They replaced both of those, and now you're telling me your car is not blowing cold air. So I looked it up. Honda Accords have compressor issues, but I wouldn't think a compressor would give out after just a year and a half or 2 years.
No.
So if you're a car person, and you see this clip, please let us know what it could be. Does the Freon need to be recharged, or is it the compressor? Do we have to get it checked out? One way or the other, we're going to have to get it checked out. And I'm going to have to walk you through it because you're almost 3 hours away. So 2.5 hours away. So, but
maybe
anyway.
I'll be home sooner though.
Yeah. So anyway, make this a clip. If you're watching it and you know what we're talking about, please comment in the clip so that we can try and problem solve it. We appreciate it.
Yeah, because we'll
give you mad recognition.
It's getting to the warmer months out there, y'all.
You got to fix it soon.
I have a medical condition that makes it very dangerous for me to not have AC in my car.
Yeah, you got to fix that
soon. Yes. But other than that, thank y'all for your continued support. My other thing that I'm going to ask help for is if you know anything about moving abroad, please message me. And Dad, just don't make sure Mom watches this part of the thing, okay?
Can't prevent anything. Can't promise anything.
Seriously, y'all,
Cool.
I'm genuinely thinking about it, but we are genuinely thankful for y'all as well. So thanks for tuning in every week, and we will see y'all next time. I'm having an inside weekend. There is no out activities for Lauren this weekend.
Yeah, we'll come back next week and figure out if that happened.
But no. I'll be nice and rested after this week.
Well, it's Easter weekend, so you're going to be going out.
No, I work.
Not Friday night.
Damn.
Let's see who's right.
No, it's going to be me. It's always me.
Yeah, okay.
All right, y'all.
See you, everybody.
We'll see y'all next week. Bye.